This is the first part in a series of 55 videos, which allows the viewer to learn in-depth knowledge about self-defense. It gives the viewer or student the opportunity to learn more about themselves and improve their lives. After careful thought and considering thousands of techniques, I chose to include these 55 in this series. They're designed to deal with many common instances while you gain intimate knowledge about the workings of people's minds and bodies. In 2008, around 12 years ago, a group of remarkable people got together to help me demonstrate and preserve this art, and now I present it to you. Before we start, we should move forward in the right way. You have to learn each part progressively. So learn part 1, part 2, and so on. Learn each part in order so you can be the best you can be. This series can give you a set of tools to guide you, so you can protect yourself in the correct way. Now this is the most important thing, protect yourself in the correct way. If you take the principles of sports, the first thing you learn is the concrete is extremely hard, and there's street furniture, and there are other people. This is self-defense. The difference between sports and self-defense is that in sports, you have a different way of doing something. In sports, you trade blows. So if I hit the other guy, he'll hit me back or wrestle me. In a self-defense situation, if you do that, the person behind you will hit you in the head and you're going to fall down. And like I said, the concrete is very hard stuff. Not to mention the other dangers that will follow, like being stamped on or a lot worse. So what we want to do is have a clear understanding of what we are looking at. And with this thinking, we have to look at different perspectives. You have to see in the perspective of another person. This will help bypass a lot of troubles you could have with learning. Be calm and enjoy yourself. Life's about having fun. Part 1. If someone grabs you, it means they think you're vulnerable or lesser than them, and they're exploiting what they see is a weakness in you. In other words, these are bullies that want to take advantage of you or want you to conform to their will. They have very little respect for others. Now when the attacker's grabbing her arm, she slightly pulls her shoulder back as he extends his arm forward. She's looking at the other arm. This is just in case he raises it and uses it against her. When the attacker grabs your upper arm, fold your wrist over the attacker's hand as you move your shoulder back. This will straighten their elbow and bend their wrist. They'll straighten their arm, firstly because their wrist is bent back, and also because it's a natural response to falling we all have. One of the things we do as humans is reach out and grab tighter as we lose grip of something, or are about to drop something or fall. These traits that we all share comes from a very previous time when people were still monkeys. Now imagine a monkey falls from a tree. It's going to reach out and grab for the nearest branch, and we still share these same traits. So we should use this as an advantage. Once you've locked the wrist in your arm, curve your arm and hook your hand behind their elbow. You got to make sure. As you can see here, she's watching his other arm, just in case he grabs her or tries something else. He could grab her arm, he could grab her neck, or punch her. He could do anything, you never know. So you always got to be vigilant in such a situation. Now once this happens, the arm will be locked. they've got no choice but to fall. As long as your tendons are locked in this position, they will be unable to escape or get up. This movement is used for an initial response. You should use it with other movements shown in the coming parts to this series, or escape, depending on the situation. Let's see this again. When the attacker grabs your upper arm, fold your wrist over the attacker's hand as you move your shoulder back. This will straighten their elbow and bend their wrist. Curve your arm and hook your hand behind the elbow. As soon as you do this, you need to pull their elbow down towards your knee. This will lock their arm and they'll have no choice but to fall. This movement should be used with other movements shown later in the series. Like I said, this is the first video in the series. There's a lot more to come. So if you enjoy this video, please click the like button, consider subscribing, leave a comment, and if you know someone that can find this useful, please share it with them. Until next time, if you see someone without a smile, give them yours.